Welcome to Lee County Pod. This is your facilitator, Jack Campbell. Our host is Pete Malignick. Pete, would you please go ahead and introduce our guest for this session?
Thank you, Jack. I am with Dr. Derek Moore, president of New Mexico Junior College, and it'll be great visiting with Dr. Moore today and finding out a little about him and the college and our Lee community. So to start off with, Dr. Moore, I would just ask you, what challenges in your life have you met on your way to becoming president of New Mexico Junior College?
Sure, and thank you two gentlemen for having me on this podcast. Great opportunity to really talk about New Mexico Junior College and the value that it provides to our greater Lee County community. So when you think about challenges that I've faced and leading to the presidency is that growing up in rural Arkansas, small town, I was familiar with higher education. My mother attended colleges and universities, and I would go with her to homecomings and various events and things of that nature. But while back at my high school, I wasn't a straight A student, but I was certainly a college-bound student. But one of the challenges is that our counselors at the high schools never spoke with me about higher education. And so I felt that was not only a challenge for me, but also some of my fellow students who didn't have that urging or pushing from counselors or faculty in the high schools. If it weren't for my mother, then I wouldn't have actually went down the pathway of attending higher education. So overcame that challenge. Then also while graduating college, life happens. Got married, had children. Went from there and attained a couple degrees and went to work and things of that nature. And so higher education, as you know, can be an interesting dynamic. And so I would say one of the challenges, and I looked at as an opportunity, is that I had great mentors. I had mentors who along the way made sure that I got involved in professional development opportunities. I started out working as a student success coach. From there, moving to directing, advising, and career services. I then got an opportunity to serve as a vice chancellor and a vice president at various institutions. And at that time, taking advantage of different professional development opportunities from a regional and national perspective really helped me along the way. And again, as I mentioned, mentors as well. So I would say not necessarily challenges, but opportunities. And sometimes, and what I've had to do over the years is reinvent myself in reference to not staying just within a particular box or a particular discipline within higher education, but the pathway to the presidency mandates almost that you know a little bit about everything that's going on could go on within an institution of higher education. Not that you're the smartest person in the room, but just being aware of that. So that was a challenge and an opportunity. Even though I cut my teeth in the classroom as well as in student support services, but learning more about finances, learning more about facilities and things of that nature. So again, I took those challenges as an opportunity, and I'm just fortunate that it led me to the presidency.
And for your undergraduate school, I know because I was on that committee where we interviewed you, the committee of retirees. Mm-hmm. It seems like not that long ago. But for undergraduate school, you attended?
Sure, I attended my undergraduate at the University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff, and that's where I received my Bachelor of Science in Psychology, and from there, University of Arkansas at Little Rock, where I attained my Master's of Public Administration, and then my Doctor of Education at Morgan State University in Baltimore, Maryland.
And thinking of University of Arkansas, that's where I got my master's degree too, and then our crossroads, I guess you could say, here at New Mexico Junior College, and with the college in mind, you're in your third year now, as president. What is new at New Mexico Junior College since you've been here?
Well, one of the things that I've coined since I've been here is purpose, people, and processes. Those are three what I call buckets. That as an institution, if it falls within those buckets, then we're doing the right thing. If it doesn't, we have to ask ourselves, what are we doing as relating to serving one another and serving our students and the greater community? So again, purpose, people, and processes. We've coined that as a phrase here at the institution. So a couple of things that has, since I've been here, when I first got here, after I did an informal assessment, a more formal assessment, I asked our academic division to come up with an academic master plan. The institution had never had one, and so we now have our board approved this past summer an academic master plan. So that's something that we're very, very proud of that will help guide the work here at the college. Also, we instituted a leadership institute at the college. When you think about succession planning, a part of succession planning is making sure you've got potential leaders in the pipeline. So last year we started a 2-year leadership institute here at the college where we've got 20 individuals from across campus who are part of that first cohort. So the first year individuals in that program went through workshop-based trainings and sessions and things of that nature. Year 2, which started in August of this year, each one of those members, we formed teams, groups of 4, and they are working on a project-based. It's project-based this second year as well. So those are a couple things that we've implemented here at the college since I've been here. Another I'm really proud to say is from a board perspective. The Board of Trustees here at New Mexico Junior College are great. They are involved and engaged with the institution, with the community, but we've never had board committees. And so one of the things I wanted to make sure is that our board was informed in certain areas so they can make good decisions as related to policy. And that's what boards do. They're on the policy realm, and they leave the day-to-day operations to the president. So we actually instituted 4 board committees here at the college, from a facilities committee, finance committee, equity committee, as well as a student success committee. So that's something we've been doing for 2 years now, and our board has found that to be very, very informative for them. As many schools, K-12 and higher ed, AI is something that's certainly on the front burner and the forefront. And so we have comprised here a team. We took a team to a summer institute. We are partners or a part of the Alliance for Innovation and Transformation. It's a national group that has about 35 to 40 community colleges nationwide. And so they have a summer institute. This past summer, we took 12 faculty and staff to that institute. It's a 2.5-day institute, and AI was the learning theme. So we want to make sure that we're at least researching how we can actually incorporate AI in the classroom, as well as within our operations for operational efficiency there as well. Two things that I'm really proud of, and I'll say, and as you mentioned, you were part of the retirees who interviewed me when I got here. And one of the things I heard when I got here either was that I used to teach at New Mexico Junior College, I attended New Mexico Junior College, or I went to New Mexico Junior College, or my children went to New Mexico Junior College. And so with all of that rich history, I was surprised that we did not have an alma mater song here at New Mexico Junior College. And so, in addition, we have 12 athletic teams who compete at the highest level of Division I for junior colleges across the nation, have won several national championships. But we did not have a school fight song. And so I commissioned 2 years ago that working with our professor of music as well as our athletic director to get a group together and come up with and propose an alma mater song for the college, as well as a school fight song. I'm proud to say that we have both of those in place today. So again, that just goes to the rich history here at New Mexico Junior College. So those are a few things that that we have that we have now since I've been here at the college. And also, as you drove up, I'm sure you saw all of the renovation that's going on here at the institution. We have a campus-wide site project that we're making sure that we look at, from lighting to adequate parking, and we'll have various areas when you think about entering into certain business in certain buildings as it relates to security and safety. Watson Hall is now up and running. We're working on our industrial tech center, which will be up and running in December as well. So we've got quite a few things going on here at the college.
Yeah, as we were entering the campus and parking, we noticed the bustle of things that are being done. I remember, I'm going to guesstimate it was 10 years ago they had a major renovation on the library. I think that was about 10 years ago. Okay. So somebody could tell your records. It's probably right there, but life has changed, and if we're not moving forward, we're moving backwards.
That's true. Very true.
Yeah, and certainly they look like great changes. And thinking of the college and the campus, Dr. Moore, what initiatives are being taken to bolster community support?
Sure.
Which has always been very important, I know.
Yes, and one of the things that we've done here to bolster community support is we've increased our community education offerings. That's something that we've reached out not only to residents in Hobbs, but in other towns in Lee County to ask, what would you like to see? What can we offer from a community education standpoint? So that particular function is housed in our workforce development area. And so again, that's going out to the community, asking, how can we support you in your community education? So that's one area where we're trying to bolster community support as well. Also, we've restarted industry councils. And that's our employers who in certain industries, say for instance accounting, say for instance business, or any of our workforce programs, that's where industry councils, they come together and they meet. Some meet twice a year, maybe once a quarter, but they provide information and input to our faculty in those various programming in reference to, is our curriculum relevant? Are we teaching the right thing in reference to that particular industry? Then also, are our graduates coming out prepared? And so that initiative from as it relates to industry council, that's how we value what we do and what we provide. So getting that input from our employer community as well. And then another I'm very, very proud of to say here, for the first time ever, when you think about community support at New Mexico Junior College, for the first time ever, about a month ago, we had our first ever homecoming welcome week at New Mexico Junior College. So that's something that, again, when I heard about as many people who were passionate about New Mexico Junior College, I really wanted to make sure we focused on alumni. How do we get our alumni back, and how do we make that a yearly activity? So that's an area to where we had everything from a golf tournament that involved the community. We had a community fun run. We had the community bring their children out for a baseball camp, and as well as a volleyball camp or a basketball camp. And we also had a basketball game, volleyball game there as well. So that's from a tradition standpoint. We hope that, since we started it this year, we want it to be a yearly event. And those are just a few areas where we want to be able to garner community support. And then oftentimes, from time to time, community will want to utilize our facilities. So we have facilities that communities can come in and they can access and utilize as well.
Well, yeah, that certainly is important, I would think, in any community college, the relationship between the college and the community, and it sounds like things are really happening.
Sure, and we certainly like to, I've coined another phrase that our employees here often hear me say, is that we are the community's college. This community supports New Mexico Junior College, so we definitely want to make sure that they take advantage where feasible of some of the activities that we have going on, because if not for our residents in Lee County, we wouldn't be New Mexico Junior College.
Yeah, I mean, speaking for me in one level, my New Mexico Junior College is my life. I came here, for a job interview from northern Louisiana. I can remember the day, and spent 30 years, and that's where the paycheck came from, and that's where the pension comes from, and you know, I wouldn't have the cell phone if were it not for New Mexico Junior College, really. So I mean, but aside from that, though, the campus itself, you work at a place for 30 years, it becomes part of you.
It does.
And I certainly feel that coming back talking with you. And I was on the faculty, and so this next question, are there changes being implemented at present in regard to programs, curriculum, or administration? For instance, is there anything new happening in recruitment and retention of faculty and staff?
Sure. So one of I'm proud of our board of trustees here at New Mexico Junior College. So the college actually, before I got here, board of trustees had agreed to conducting a salary study. And so as I got here, we formalized that and initiated that salary study and got the results back. And so within that's given us at New Mexico Junior College an opportunity to really reward our current faculty and staff as it relates to industry standards here within the Lee County area, within the Permian Basin, as well as giving us an opportunity to recruit additional faculty and staff as well. So I'm certainly proud of those efforts that we have going on as a result of the salary study that was conducted by a group here for the college. So when you think about some additional programming and things of that nature, I will say this, that we are nearing, and you're familiar with this, we are nearing our reaccreditation. Reaccreditation occurs every 10 years. And our reaccreditation visit will occur in February of 2026. So we're mindful of not making major changes because we want to make sure that we've got all protocols and responses in place for that reaccreditation. But I'll tell you a couple programs that we're certainly proud of that we've seen come on board within the last year and a half. Our farm and ranch program. The farm and ranch program has really hit the ground running. We're excited about that. And that actually came to fruition from one of our industry councils who said, well, if you offer a farm and ranch program from certificates to associates, that's an opportunity for folks in this area to get the adequate education and training in that particular area. We've added a couple courses related to cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is certainly something that's critical and important in any industry, not just in Lee County or the United States, all over the world. And so we've offered a couple courses the last couple semesters in cybersecurity, and I'll tell you, it's been full every time. So we're looking how we can expand that particular program there. Then workforce development. Workforce development has been something that New Mexico Junior College has always ranked within the top 3 or 4 statewide in reference to the number of individuals who come through our workforce development programming, the new entities that we serve. And so it's something from the state level now, they're recognizing and starting to provide some funding to institutions so they can carry out their workforce development, because we serve employers within our area. We know what their needs are. So if we're going to be the community's college, then workforce development is that other area of the community college, as in addition to 4 credit classes and programming and transfers and things of that nature that we have here as well.
Quite a bit happening. And 5 years from now, how will New Mexico Junior College be different?
Wow. Well, I tell you, if I could look through a glass and see what we would be like in 5 years, what I would say is that we would still be the community's college. Our average age for our students continues to decline. Typically the average age for community or junior college students may be around 25, 26. But our average age is right at 22. And so we're still recruiting and enrolling high school graduates. We do think that number of high school graduates, because of what some call the enrollment cliff, will occur because less number of students are graduating in high school, so that may be the less numbers that we have. But I do think that we'll continue to recruit from a student standpoint within Lee County, also within some of our Texas areas, and then also our international students. We have over 100 international students here at the institution. Many of those participate in our athletic program. So I don't see any of that changing. Maybe even more so adding students in those particular areas. I do see from a change standpoint that we'll focus more on IT and cybersecurity, because we do want to make sure that we're being responsive to the needs in our community and those who want to further or continue their education. We're a residential college, and so I think that there will be more students who will want to have that complete college experience, and we want to be able to accommodate them in those efforts there. The adult learner, that's a pool that will continue to recruit and work with those individuals who have, for whatever reason, maybe have some college but may not have a credential. We want to continue to recruit those individuals there. So I think our adult population will continue as well. And then new programming. We'll always look at as far as what new programming from a feasible standpoint can we provide to residents in our areas and those who are looking to further their education as well. I think workforce development will continue to thrive, and that's our hope. We know we live in the oil and gas area, and we certainly are benefactors of the gains in oil and gas. So we want to make sure that we do provide those workforce development trainings for those in our area here. So crystal ball, how we may change from now, some of those areas where I just mentioned as well, but we want to continue to make sure that we're responsive to the needs of our community. I do think our transfer programming will continue to excel. We have many of our four-year schools, colleges and universities who visit our campus for transfer day. And so that's an area that we're really laser focused on for those individuals. How do we make sure that we provide this visible pipeline for them if they want to attend a four-year university in state or out of state, but they can start here first at New Mexico Junior College. And so our connectivity with our area high schools, our feeder schools. We serve five high schools in Lee County. Mm-hmm. And that's something we want to continue to build those relationships with those schools.
And I was thinking, you mentioned that conference this past summer on AI, was it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. How I taught English, and we're always getting compositions and you're concerned about plagiarism and all. Sure. How do we maintain academic integrity in the face of AI, and AI changing too all the time?
Sure.
I guess.
And that's a great question. That's a question that many educators are asking across the country. And so there are tools that are available to be able, to detect AI, if it's from a plagiarism, AI usage from a plagiarism standpoint. So I think one of the things we have to look at, and what we're doing here, is to make sure we've got good guidance, policy in place, and that we're training, providing professional development to our faculty as it relates to, here's artificial intelligence, here's AI, it's here, it's not going to go away, here's how you can use it as a faculty member from a responsible standpoint. Maybe it can help with grading. Making sure that we orient our students on appropriate usage of AI, and mm-hmm. and the tools to be able to utilize as well. Truth of the matter, if we're educating students to get an associate's or to transfer to a four-year college or university, or students or individuals coming through our workforce development programming, the goal is to get them prepared to go to work. And our employing community, many of them use AI in some shape, form, or fashion. So if we're going to continue to be responsive to our employer needs, we have to really look and see, well, how can we responsibly utilize AI at an institution, inside of the classroom, as well as outside of the classroom for operational efficiencies as well.
Yeah, certainly something to be reckoned with, and you're on top of it.
Well, I don't know if we're on top of it. We are aware of it, and the key to it is that we want as many people around the table as we can get, so that we can get this input from others, and so that we can devise a strategy that may be an ever-changing strategy, because AI changes, but so that we can at least say we are aware of it. Here's some possible ways that we can utilize it. Here's some ways that we can prepare our faculty and staff, and ultimately prepare our students to be able to use it from a responsible standpoint.
Sure, yeah. It's kind of a double-edged sword, but it can be a friend as well as a foe.
Absolutely,
And,
absolutely.
and you think, I just hear things about in the medical field, AI could be a big asset.
Oh, absolutely. From physicians, being able to utilize AI in rural areas where it's hard to get to, get someone physically there, and so yeah, there's various avenues, opportunities.
I'm trying to think. Was it 10 years ago? There was the campus wide we got hacked, and I don't know if Dr. McClary at the time lost any files, but I was working in my office, and because I had my computer on, I lost not everything, but some files. Some people were okay, but your IT people here could reminisce with you about that. Something you hope it never happens again.
And we hope not. And we actually they've made me aware of that issue, and we have ramped up our cybersecurity, which you never can ramp up too much.
Right.
I was at a national meeting last week, and I'm part of this group that were vendors from the technological area. They pitched their various ideas to campus presidents, and we give them insight and things of that nature. And one of the things that mentioned from a cybersecurity standpoint that's going on in states like California and New York is what they call enrollment bots, and that's where there's this filtration of enrollment bots at institutions of higher education, where there's this false enrollment.
Wow.
and where individuals are getting the finances, if it's from the financial aid or what have you, and not actually enrolling in the program or at the institution, and it's costing those institutions several thousands of dollars to actually to find out and to realize that was an impersonation or a bot that actually enrolled. And
Wow.
so we have to stay on top of that. And I mentioned that to our CIO just on yesterday.
And thinking here too, you've been in the Hobbs community this is your third year, and we were wondering along the personal side if you have any particular hobbies.
Well, I try to, when you even prior to sitting in this seat in the presidency, I try to stay as healthy as I can. I like to go to the gym. I'm an early morning riser, so I'd say one of the hobbies. I don't know if you call it a hobby, but there are a few of us who go to the gym early in the morning, and so that's something that I enjoy. Then also like traveling. My wife and I, we like traveling to different parts of the country and trying different food and things of that nature. And I like to read as well. So reading in my leisure time certainly helps also.
Any particular things being with an English teacher background, I have to ask that.
Sure. Well, the majority of my readings, it's really in the realm of leadership and not just from the higher education standpoint. Then it's also about building leaders as well. One of the things when you think about sitting in the presidency seat is that you can't do everything. You have to have folk who are around you who are as smarter than you are, and so it's about supporting them, and so building that leadership, and so some of those are some of the areas that I like to read. A lot of it is mostly nonfiction.
Okay. Any particular places that you've traveled to that you like especially well?
Oh yes, I'll tell you. My wife and I, we both have come to like the San Diego area. We've spent some time there in the summers, and it's just a beautiful area. It's an area just to get away from and relax, and the temperature is nice, and they have good food there as well.
Yeah, and right on the water as well.
Absolutely.
Too, yeah.
Absolutely.
Any place outside the U.S.?
No, we not necessarily.
Well, Jack, do you have any questions?
To follow up on the personal aspect of it, Lee County has a fairly strong history of a lot of folk coming from Arkansas and from Oklahoma and basically becoming transplants. For you, is Lee County a place to put down roots in?
Well, I've already put them down. And so my first response to that would be yes, it is, and there's evidence that we've done that. We bought our home, and here, 3 months after we arrived here, we purchased a home, and that's one of the things I mentioned to our board of trustees as well, because that question was asked: do I consider this my last stop? And I would like for it to be. One of the things that I've said since I've been here, I spoke at the Hobbs Chamber 2 years ago, and they wanted to just get a perspective, again, as someone being transplanted here in Hobbs and Lee County, my perspective. And one of the things, and I gave them a top 10 reasons why, one of the things I mentioned is that what I see in Lee County and in Hobbs is it's the people that make the community. And so within that, there's also this spirit of collaboration. And not just, the collaboration, because sometimes people are forced to collaborate for whatever the cause is. But what I've noticed here in Lee County is that there's this cooperative collaboration. And so given that, and given this, as you've mentioned, the great value of New Mexico Junior College and the community, so we put our roots here. We've had family during the 3 years we've been here, we've had family to come out and visit us, and they were, in actuality, because they'd never been out, that they were in awe of what's going on in Lee County, what's going on in Hobbs, and certainly when you think about that spirit of collaboration and the quality of life initiatives that's going on in Lee County. We're doing our part here at the college, Watson Hall, theater, things of that nature. Then also what the county is doing as far as renovating the event center. Some nonprofits and philanthropic groups such as the Maddox Foundation, what they're doing as well with downtown revitalization. And so even in the city of Hobbs as well, when you think about housing to accommodate those who are thinking about moving to the area. And so one of the things that I look at is that, I think many folks, when they consider moving somewhere for employment, is what do I have to work? What do I have to live? And what can I do for play? Whatever play is for those individuals. So I know that's a long response to your answer, but I'll go back to my initial response that we put down roots here.
Thank you, sir. Pete, is there anything else?
Well, simply that it's been a pleasure visiting with you, Dr. Moore, and being back on the campus here at NMJC.
Yeah, well, come anytime, okay? And that's what I always, when I run into individuals who have some familiarity or experience with the college, come by anytime. This is, this is your institution. This is the community's college, and we want you all to embrace it and take advantage of it where feasible.
Well, thank you so much, and we've enjoyed visiting with you and being here at NMJC.